It's the 20th of November. 5:35 a.m. We didn't do any nighttime rounds. It really is a shame we can't take Marielle with us. At least she's going there with the guild. Better than traveling on her own. Yeah, sounds like they're planning to send a lot of people over to Oración. Can't think of a better group for the job. Indeed, helping civilians is what they do best. Meanwhile, we're only going to avenge that handsome reporter guy. Were you able to get the matter settled with your school, Agnes? Yes, I told them yesterday I would be absent for a few days due to a family emergency. They've always been accommodating of my family situation, although I've never taken advantage of it like this. I don't think anyone can blame you, given the circumstances. It's still a black mark on your spotless record, though. Miss Perfect's gonna turn into Miss Delinquent before we know it. As long as she doesn't sink to Van's level, she'll be fine. I am literally standing right here. You guys sure love to bicker, don't you? They do. They do. That's what we like about them, though, isn't it? What of Miss Bright and your other friends? Have you informed them? I mean, she's clearly coming with us. Ren already knows she's going to be helping the guild on this mission. She already left last night, there you go. So I expected we'll run into her in Oración. Makes sense. Guessing she had to take some time off too, then. Yes, she told the school she received an emergency request to return home from the Liberlian embassy. I didn't get a chance to fill in Odette and Albert on what's been happening, though. I'll make it a point to apologize to them when we get back. Sounds like a plan. Morning, y'all. Sorry you two had to get up so early on our account. We have to get the bistro ready for business anyway. Though tell me, why is this actress going with you? I'm going with them to assess the location for my next film. Yeah, that's it. I hope that goes well then. I was hoping Yume would be able to get up and see you off, but it was just too early for her. We'll buy her a souvenir or two, if you remember, while we're out, so tell her to look forward to them. Of course, I'll do just that. I'm almost scared to ask why you have to leave for Oración of all places, especially at a time like this. But remember, I'm holding you to your promise about that souvenir. Take good care of your people, you trouble-making buffoon. If you don't, if even one of them gets hurt, I am doubling the rent on your office. Ouch, you aren't pulling your punches, are you? Well, I'll do what I can to keep them safe. We'll pick the best souvenir money can buy. I'll put a big smile on Yume's face, guaranteed. We've not known each other for long, Mr. Ziman. But I can tell you're no ordinary traveler. Please make sure my tenants come back safe and sound. Of course, that's what I'm here for. In return, why don't we go for another round of chess when I get back? And I would not be opposed to having more of that healthy, heavenly food of yours, too. Nothing would make me happier, especially since our game last night ended in a draw. A draw? How do you get a draw in chess? That's what?
Wait!
Stop right there. Albert, Odette. Look at Van like, oh, here we go. What are you two doing here?
Ren texted us. She said the two of you will be absent for the next 3 days. As soon as I got her message, I woke up Odette, and we called a cab and got here as fast as possible.
Most trains aren't running at this hour, so that was really our only option.
Now then, where exactly are you going this early, Off on another thrilling adventure with that scoundrel and his shady entourage? If you keep throwing yourself into danger, one day you'll wind up getting hurt. Or worse.
I'm sorry for worrying you both. I should have told you sooner. I can't promise it won't be dangerous, but I have to do that.
No! You don't have to do anything.
She wants to, yeah.
I don't want to lose you. I mean, look at what happened to Cray. I know you put a lot of pressure on yourself because of your family. But if that's your only reason, if you're just risking your life for your dad's sake, then I won't let you go.
Odette. Agnes. I'll admit that I'm doing this in part because of Dad, but that's not my only reason. Ever since I started this job, I've been exposed to people of all walks of life. I've accumulated a wealth of important life experiences, and I felt closer to my mother and grandmother than ever before through the things they left behind. It's all become just as vital to my growth as our day-to-day lessons at NIS. I'd even go far as to say it's become an inseparable part of who I am. So please don't try and stop me. I'm not just going because of my family, or because of what they passed down to me. I'm going because this is something that I have to do for myself.
Yes.
Can't say no to that, can you? Yeah? Whose car is that?
You're certainly up bright and early. About to depart, I take it?
Renee. How's he doing here? What do you think? What? What? Him? That's the guy who's always on the city screens.
Dad.
One must always be responsible when making critical decisions, and be acutely aware of their potential repercussions. I pray you took that into careful consideration when making yours, Agnes.
Of course I did. I am my father's daughter, after all. I fully intend to seize every opportunity to broaden my horizons and learn from my collective experiences. As much as it pains me to admit, I can't promise that I'll return safe and sound. But I can promise that I'll spare no effort to do so. The last thing I want is to sadden you and the friends I love so dearly.
Agnes.
Very well. Make the most of your connections while you're away. The CID is at your beck and call. There are many truths that lie dormant in the gap between ideals and reality. You would do well to seek them out. I will cover for you with regards to your absence from Aramis.
That was interesting how he worded that.
You have 3 days. No more, no less. If you exceed that, I will send in the army.
The army?
That is as far as I'm willing to compromise.
That's more than enough. Thank you, Dad.
I entrust my daughter into your care, Arkwright. You would do well to utilize her services to the fullest. I see you've gathered a retinue of assistants and associates. I am depending on you all to keep her safe from harm.
No need to worry, Mr. Prez. Your girl's in good hands. We may skirt the rules of society from time to time, but we ain't about to break any labor laws.
I too will do all I can to ensure the safety of everyone here.
You have my thanks.
I will give you a call once you reach the city. I shall leave a certain other woman in your capable hands as well.
Other woman?
Always finds a way to saddle me with busy work.
Just say Elaine.
Anyway, that president is sure something. Definitely has the looks for the part. But he sure doesn't wear his heart on his sleeve. The guy clearly cares about you, but he just won't come out and say it.
Well, he is a politician at heart. Evading direct answers is what they're good at.
Oh, yes, indeed.
Ah, darn it. I had so many arguments prepared, but now they've been blown out of the water. Just come back to me safely, all right?
Will do.
If anything does happen, just give us a ring, and we'll be there before you know it. Until then, please look after our friend.
Of course! course.
Yeah, you got it.
Let's go. The airbase. Are we going to stop by Anchorville, though? I'm really sorry for keeping this from you all. Your relation to Professor Epstein was plenty surprising as is. Never imagined your father was a huge celebrity too. It was real obvious you were hiding something, but damn, that's a hell of a bombshell. No kidding, I'm still processing everything. I get what you mean. Do you, Fairy? I assume the decision to conceal your surname was made by the government? That's correct. It was part of a program designed to protect confidential state secrets. Claudel was my mother's last name. My real name is... You don't gotta spell it out. Had a hunch you borrowed it from your mum's side, though. Oh, really? It's been 4 years since my mother died now. Aww. Before that, even though my father was a politician in the opposition party, he was always just Dad to me. But after Mum died, and especially after he announced his candidacy 2 years ago, we've been drifting further and further apart. That was followed by the surprise election result that I'm sure you all know about. After that, I enrolled at Aramis under my mother's surname. I wasn't expecting my childhood friends Odette and Albert to be there too, though. Dad's remained distant ever since. I suppose that's what led me to become so invested in the diaries Mum left behind, which eventually brought me to Van to find the first Genesis. I think you all know the rest of the story from there. Yes. So that's how it is. Both my mother and grandmother are still around, so I can't relate to that part of the story. But I can certainly understand being attached to your family's legacy. Oh. Yes, we seem to be much the same in that respect. Just so you know, I don't discriminate, so who your parents are ain't a problem for me. But so long as I'm paying you, I'm gonna be working you hard. I don't need your pops telling me to do that. Of course. I've got your back on, yes. Man, how we end up being such a group of weirdos, myself included, I guess. The old man here's got something that draws in people like us. He's not wrong. I mean, he's got his own story going on, hasn't he? So, you know. You know, I can see you all making faces in the rearview mirror like I'm some kind of trouble magnet, right? Especially you, Judith. You don't even work for me. Actually, I made arrangements to pay her with the services she provides. Say what? I insisted on working for free, but she wouldn't take no for an answer. Oh, come on, Rosette. She's already rolling in cash from all her acting work. That mirror is going to go toward a new body kit for the car. Man, I swear this dude only cares about the 3 C's, cars, confections, and communal baths. You had to stretch on the communal baths there, didn't you? If I ever end up like him, please smack me upside the head. I think you may need to start keeping him on a shorter leash, Agnes. I'll consider it. I can't hear anything they're saying. I'm sure it was good, though. Wait, are we actually stopping here? On the way to Oración, they came across several checkpoints put up due to the emergency declaration, but the CID had arranged for them to pass through. After a brief pit stop in Anchorville, they hit the road northeast. Oh, I was happy to see Anchorville. At least in, like, you know, CGs or something. Really? He's listening to his tunes? The city we are headed to was the capital of Calvert before the revolution 100 years ago. It has a population of around 280,000 people, making it the 3rd most populous city in the Republic. That's a lot fewer people than the capital's 800,000 and Longport's 550,000. But man, oh man, this bike you got here is pure fire. I can't wipe the grin off my face. I'm glad you're enjoying it, but do ride with care. You're probably getting loads of bugs in your mouth. Didn't get half that reaction when he was driving my girl. Guess even obsessing over something has its downs, huh? I think your truck is nice and comfy, if that helps. Now we know that many other groups are also making their way to our destination. I am aware of Heiwei and several Jaeger groups, as well as the Grausritter and the Papal Guard's secret unit. Oh, you were in the Grausritter if I recall, right? Yes, an elite force affiliated with the Congregation for the Sacraments that primarily exists to recover artifacts. And then we have the Papal Guard, the Holy City of Arteria's peacekeeping force. So they have a special unit of sorts too. I'm no expert on them myself. Can you tell us a bit about them? Certainly. The music. As you may be aware, the Grausritter is a relatively small organization comprised of around 1,000 people. The Papal Guard is a force of 30,000 strong that answers directly to the Congregation for Divine Worship. It took part in the war against the Empire. The relationship between the two congregations was strained even before that, but it became more so after the war. Still, while the Papal Guard may have the upper hand in numbers, the Grausritter has significant advantages that the Guard does not. Chief among them are the Dominions, 12 knights, that lead the organization, one of whom I used to be. Their power, and the power of the unique abilities they wield, is overwhelming. You encountered the 4th and 11th among them in the Blacklight District some time ago. Their strength too is incredible enough to match that pair from the society we met yesterday. For real? Damn! That red-haired woman seems so adorable to me. That weapon she had wasn't so adorable, though. Gotta have some bite to stand up against the direwolf. Most people would be scared out of their mind. So wait, and the other hooded guy who was down there that day? He is Iscariot's second in command, Iscariot being the Papal Guard's secret unit I mentioned earlier. His name is Ashlard. He does not have any extraordinary abilities like a Dominion, but he is still a veteran in combat. He learned how to wield a battle mace from me personally, so in a sense, he is another student of mine. Huh. With the Papal Guard being so big, I'm sure even their secret unit's pretty sizable, huh? And the Oathbreaker is probably right that everyone taking part in this has their own schemes in mind. Them included. Oh, indeed. Likely so. If I were to speculate, I would say that the Grausritter aims to take Almata into custody and recover their artifacts. As for Iscariot, I believe they seek to destroy the artifacts or intercept their recovery, as well as execute all of Almata's members who have no doubt long been branded as heretics. Execute? So their job's to make our traitors, take out traitors and criminals. So their job's to take out traitors and criminals. Sounds kind of like Heiwei's Zhongshou. I didn't think there were people like that in the church. The church's situation sounds complicated enough, and they're just a small portion of the groups we'll be facing. Once we arrive, our first goal should be assessing the situation on the ground, I suppose. I expect to hear what headquarters plans to do soon as well. I'll know for sure if there are any Jaegers or warriors in the city once we get there. Judging by how many people are going to be gathering there, I wouldn't be surprised if Abi and the rest of our people come. We'll have to see what we can learn from the guild and the CID too. As soon as we've finished contacting everyone and learning all we can, we'll get right to work. Alright. Sounds like we're about to get real busy. It's The name of the game, everyone. Did have an idea that I spoke with Sarah about. Trying to find, like, other voice actors, you know, other streamers from Trails to just do the "it's the name of the game, everyone." It'd be funny after that little bit we did earlier. A few parts back. I had Sarah to do it as a little bit of fun. November 20th, 11:28 a.m. Does remind me very much of Erebonia, to be honest. Which makes sense. It's older.
We finally made it to Oración. It's easy to tell that it's a city with a storied history just by looking at these buildings.
Pretty much what I was saying.
I believe I heard the oldest cathedral in all of Calvert can be found in the eastern part of the city.
You heard right. I filmed there a few times myself. That place is always swarming with tourists.
Oh, isn't there like a super huge castle here too?
There is a palace, yes, though it was left in ruins during the revolution. It's called Vashtar Palace, and it was once the center of the old Calvert Kingdom.
Bet that's a decently popular tourist spot, too. Wait, what's that?
Definitely reminding me of Erebonia right now.
That thing's called an orbital tram. It'll take you anywhere in Oración. They're good for scenic drives, but they ain't exactly built for speed. I'd only hop on one when you've got time to kill.
Darn, there goes that plan. We can ride one the next time we visit.
I've come here a few times for work before, but I never thought I'd return under these circumstances.
I've taken the liberty to reserve 2 rooms for us at a nearby hotel.
Just 2?
Awesome. You're a lifesaver, Master. It's not always easy to book rooms on such short notice.
Careful of the tram.
So the Mafia's new base is somewhere in this city.
We'll dig those cowards out of whatever hole they're hiding in. Let's drop by the local branch first, though. We should get our ducks in a row and secure manpower before making a move.
Good thinking. Better to act with caution than with reckless abandon. While we're there, we should take the time to speak with the survivor. We may learn a thing or two from them.
Hopefully so.
Oh, yeah. Your folks are here, aren't they, Elaine? Are you planning to pay them a visit?
No. I'm only interested in handling the task at hand. And I believe our temporary collaborator shares my sentiment.
Indeed. I will assist you all to the best of my ability.
Oh, hello. That's Hayway, then.
I've just confirmed that the top dogs of the guild and our young friends have entered the scene. We are still in the process of gathering intelligence on the enemy, but once our analysis is complete, I will be counting on you to do your part, Yin.
Naturally. Just so we are clear, though, I'm not a part of Hayway, and I'm not doing this for you. However, I agree that we must do something about that weapon. It's a threat not only to the people of Calvert, but to the rest of the world as well. And I will do everything within my power to protect both my former home and my new one.
Oh, hello. Oh. What are you doing up there?
Oh, damn. Guess the so-called strongest guy who ever lived is joining the fun.
Indeed. And it appears our friends from our very own Shadow Legion are here as well.
I expected them to wave. And hello! I saw a familiar bar, food truck.
There are a lot of powerful players here. We've got the Mafia, the Gardens, and all these other random groups.
But it could just be, you know, reuse of assets. We'll see if she's here. Maybe she made the trip as well. I don't know how, with the lockdown and everything in effect.
We have our work cut out for us, don't we?
On the contrary, I believe we could have this whole ordeal settled by the end of the day. But I assume you wish to use this rare opportunity to determine what direction this continent is headed.
Yep. Plus, I'll bet there's gonna be a lot of fun surprises by the end. So we should let this show run its course.
Can't say I'm thrilled about having another run-in with that freak from the gardens.
I'd be more. Can't say I'm thrilled about us having to stand on the roof. Why don't we just, you know, stand on the road or the pavement? That would make more sense.
But I'm still psyched as hell for this thing. That Dante's guy sure knows how to throw a party.
Well, good host or no, that man is a veritable monster. He's almost as bad as our friend in the silly blue coat.
Hey now, I resent that. I'll have you know I'm a model gentleman. One thing's for certain, though. This is going to be a festival to remember.
Don't say that word. Festival. Always means trouble. Damn, the air around the city is toxic as hell. You aren't wrong, there are powerful foes all around us, I can feel it. Really? But the town seems so peaceful to me. You're not a trained warrior, though. There are a lot of tourists around as well. And that in and of itself is concerning, given what happened to Cray. From what I heard, the state of emergency lifted after one day here. Oh. Anyway, we should call up the CID.
I see you have arrived safely in the city. You were nearly on time as well. I'm impressed.
Oh, nearly on time. Oh, sorry. How do you... Did you set up hidden cameras in here? Ah, never mind. What's the sitch, Renee?
We're still ascertaining the names and numbers of the enemy, but I have learned which organizations are there at present.
Why don't you share with the rest of the class then? We're all ears.
First, the Bracer Guild's Edith branch turned up shortly after you, and they were joined by some capable bracers from elsewhere. Then we confirmed the arrival of Heiyu Wei's White Orchid Dragon and Yin, and they likely have a large number of Shangsho accompanying them. A few Jaeger Corps have joined the fray as well, the warriors of Kruga and Eisenshield included. The church sent 2 members of the Grossritter, as well as elite members of Iscariot. Ikaruga and Marduk were also dispatched to Oración by their clients. Oh, and your clients are there too. They are likely lurking in the shadows as we speak. That's all I have. I shall leave the rest in your capable hands. I must turn my attention to the mountain of tasks that await me.
Just hearing him fire off those big names one by one was enough to make me nauseous. Yeah. And those were just the highlights. There's still the Nidhogger groups, the Scorpions as the heart, an established core from the Central East. The Delore family's here too. They're the 3rd largest mafia in all of Calvert. Then there's the Stillwater Fleet and Zect Arms. One of them is a group of Sea Jaegers, the other's a new weapons manufacturer. What criminal organization isn't in Oración at this point? You got me there. Can't say I've heard of the last few names though. But we're all too familiar with Ikaruga. I'll bet anything that white-haired girl is leading the charge. I'm all but certain that Marduk sent the elite unit led by Mr. Al-Fayed. I sensed him earlier, so I'd say you're right on the money. And I know for a fact that my people in Ada's Corps are here too. And the Republican army is making their move in secret. Just what is Almata plotting? Didn't you say that they leaked their current location themselves? I did. They invited us all to this place, knowing full well that they were painting a target on their backs in the process. They must be lying in wait as we speak. I imagine we will hear from them soon enough. And then this carnival of theirs will truly begin. Alright. The guy in the armor asked me to take part in the carnival. Is that what this whole thing is about? Yeah, I'd bet my money on it. Oh. Oh, great. Seems to be very, very shiny this time. Why is it going off now? That can only mean... Telephones for you, sir. Everyone's ciphers are ringing all at once. No caller ID, I'm gonna answer it.
Greetings, my friends. I thank you all for taking time out of your very busy schedules to come here today.
Yep, so he did get away then.
My name is Gerard Dantes. I am the head of Almata, as well as the man you seek to destroy.
Not beating around the bush, is he?
I am thrilled to announce that every one of our invitees are in attendance. No doubt you all were brought here under different circumstances, but your end goals are the same. To lead us off in chains, or lead us to an early grave. We thought about simply settling this with an all-out war, but the collateral damage would no doubt be immense.
That's one way of describing what we're seeing.
And we would never involve innocent civilians in our bloodshed. At least not without an explicit purpose. So we went back to the drawing board, and we found a far more elegant solution. We decided to host a game. One that would make clever use of the sprawling labyrinth of underground ruins just below this city. The concept is quite simple. We will have you all engage in a fierce competition where you will proceed to slaughter one another like rabid animals. These ruins have existed since the days when this country was a kingdom, and when this city was its capital. They shall serve as the arena for our game. Once you have bathed in the blood of your peers, you will earn the right to challenge one of my pawns.
And why should we do this? That's the question. What's the incentive?
Should you take all of my pieces, the last team standing will have the opportunity to checkmate me here in Vashtar Palace.
Like, why should we participate in the game? Why should we not try other means? There's gotta be a reason why we would partake.
That is the long and short of it.
What's just to duke it out in a battle royale? They must be sick in the head if they think we'll play along with this insanity. Yeah, here it comes.
I should mention that participation is compulsory, so I would not skip out on this if I were you. That is, if you value your own lives, as well as those of the 280,000 innocents in this city.
Yeah, there we go. That's a nuclear weapon. Just like the one that destroyed Cray. They had another one of those damn things after all. That must be the last of Professor Callahan's incomplete prototypes.
I trust that an explanation of this device's capabilities is unnecessary. This game has a number of rules that govern participation, the evacuation of civilians, and other such matters. Should anyone break the rules, the device will instantly detonate, sending everyone straight to the afterlife, whether that be heaven or Gehenna. Rule violations will be assessed on a case-by-case basis by an impartial surveillance system, which is run by this relic.
The 6th Genesis. Yeah, so 2 more to go after that. We knew it would be involved in some manner.
The device's judgment is absolute. Do not think you can pull the wool over its all-seeing eye.
Should you wish to face me in battle, you must eliminate the other teams and conquer the game. It really is that simple. I do hope you will enjoy this carnival that we have dutifully prepared. I know that I will. Ah, and there's the noon bell. The game's first round will begin exactly 2 hours from now. Each team has been assigned an entrance to the labyrinth. We will send each of you a map with their locations momentarily. Once you arrive, you will need to search for a key card that we hid near your respective entrances. And that about covers our overview. I look forward to seeing who I will fight at the end of these thrilling 3 days.
These must be the rules of the game and the map to the underground. Let's have a look at them right away. 1. The game begins at noon today and ends at 11:59 p.m. on November 22nd. At exactly midnight, Almata will leave the area and detonate the bomb. At least there's a minute to spare there. None of the participating players may enter or leave Oración, nor can they call on reinforcements from the outside. Any attempt to leak information on the game to the press or to the people of Oración will result in immediate detonation. Do not attack Vashtar Palace from the outside or attempt to infiltrate it by any means other than through the established game area. At the end of each round, a new underground area will be unlocked with a boss assigned to each. The last remaining team can enter the palace. This can't be happening. Unfortunately, it is happening. We really are being forced to participate in a battle royale. With the Genesis watching over us, we will have to comply and abide by the rules as well. Right, if it catches us breaking any of them, the whole city will be destroyed. Our options are limited, with the entirety of Oración's populace being held hostage. Yeah, and they don't even know it. Hey, wait a second, if the bomb detonates early, they'll get caught up in the blast too, won't they? No, these guys can teleport to safety whenever they want. Though even if they couldn't, I doubt they'd do this any differently. These guys are utterly insane. So this is how they plan to exploit the fruits of Professor Callahan's labor. How utterly abhorrent. Can't say I'm happy about how they're abusing the Genesis either. There are less than 2 hours until the first round begins. We have little time to waste. What should our next move be, Van? I say we get out into the field right away. We can't afford to just sit on our hands. Not with what's at stake here. Eventually, we'll need to make our way over to the entrance and grab our keycard. But first, I think we should walk around the South District. It'll help us get our bearings. And while we're in the area, we can visit the guild branch there too. Sounds like a plan. If these are the rules, I might have an idea. Fancy clothes, yeah, very, very fancy clothes. A different design style here, isn't it? Very much, very much. Just trying to think, like, what did fans spot in the rules? That's what I want to know. I need to go back and reread the rules. Somehow. Hello. Tell me, have we met before in another town? You all look rather familiar. I intend to take a trip to the Free Cities, but now my plans have gone awry. Customs is delayed due to the tragedy, so I'll be sticking around here for the time being. I'm reasonably familiar with Oración, regardless, so I'm sure it will be a worthwhile stay. Oh, no, we don't want to speak to you again. I'm gonna check your shop. Oh, no need to be shy. No, we don't need any there. Very well. Welcome to our inn. If there's anything I can help you with, just give me a holler. I might just be a part-timer, but I promise I'm just as dedicated to caring for our guests as Norbert. I know what it feels like to be an outsider in this city, so I'm committed to giving a helping hand to any travelers that come here. I moved to Oración to attend its music academy, but for a while I struggled to find work due to my Central Eastern heritage. Norbert didn't care about that in the slightest, though. He brought me on board and made me feel welcome here. That's why I'm working extra hard to show my gratitude. Is this him? Yes, good guy. From what we know there. Thank you for staying with us. We're happy to serve you. Evidently, there's been a few shady characters around the city as of late. Nonetheless, it's our job to provide legendary service for our guests, no matter who you are. If I can help you in any way, you need only ask.
Okay.
Due to this tavern's popularity, the owner has high expectations of us, and we intend to rise above them.
Alrighty.
Do you have any preferences?
Some sausage! Lovely. High quality meats. A hearty steak. Lovely.
Thanks for coming in.
No problem. Use the kitchen. Where we got that? Yes.
Sure, I don't mind.
Don't you?
Let me know what you think.
It's alright.
Piece of cake.
It's a piece of cake. It's a veggie smoothie. It's definitely not a piece of cake.
I can cook too, you know.
I don't know. You said it was a piece of cake and it came out as a vegetable smoothie, so, you know. I'm not sure. It's been a while since I traveled up here from Orad. Can't believe the universe picked now of all times to send the Republic into a frenzy. I had some business to discuss, so instead of leaving everything to the vendor, I decided to come here myself. And then this happens. The consignees? Yep. Appear to be okay. Before I do anything else, I should stop by the places and make the deliveries. This inn was my first stop. Once I finish my break, I'll go see how our best customers are doing. I should see about eating those items. Well, I should have that ready as well, shouldn't I? Sausages! What was that?
That was delish.
It was delish. Ooh. Strength up.
Whew, I am stuffed.
Oh, no, I don't want that. I want that.
Whew, I am stuffed.
I do actually see myself needing to use the kitchen again, obviously. So we got that now. Chunky Weisswurst? Weisswurst?
Time to flex my cooking muscles.
Apparently.
Go on, have a taste.
So we should see about getting the one with the CP.
I'll give it a try. I put my heart into it.
Anything that's got CP. It's quite a bit, and we can make quite a few of them. That's perfect.
I'll give it a try.
Please do.
I put my heart into it.
There we go, that's good. Purchase goods. No, we're good
Thanks
there
for
now.
coming in.
And we'll also our new junkie.
Whew, I am
Get
stuffed.
those gourmet points. Right, what's out and about? That's the question. What we got? Got underground entrance. Is that? That's the Bracer Guild, isn't it? Yes. Right. Someone at the station was saying Edith's still under a state of emergency. Guess we're not going back there anytime soon. Might as well just relax and completely miss everything because it's on auto and I forgot how to turn off auto. There we go. Alright, so how do I redo you? I don't think I can. Oh well. I was able to update my company on our situation. I'd like to get back to the capital, but since that isn't happening, I'll just enjoy my unexpected vacation. Sutton's right. We can't do anything to resolve the situation, and us acting all depressed won't help anyone. I don't get to come by Oración all that often, so we may as well make the most of this chance to see the rest of the city.
Whoa, this cathedral is huge!
Yeah, almost like it's towering above us.
Ooh, there's the opera house. I've always wanted to take a peek inside.
Just a quick break, that's all.
Looks pretty different from the theater back home.
As soon as we accomplish our objective, we can come back and watch one of their performances.
Mayhaps. My pure-blooded patriotic comrades, I implore you to think long and hard. These immigrants have been flooding in from goddess knows where, and they are taking your jobs and trampling on our pride. And now these vermin think they can etch themselves into our cultural history. Are we going to stand here and let them take the center stage of our opera house? Yes. Will we let them rewrite our culture so that it bends to their inferior traditions? I say no. Join me, my Calvarian brothers and sisters. We'll eradicate this cultural infestation before it grows beyond our control.
Alrighty.
Oh dear. Gustav. Welcome to Oracion's Opera House. I know the recent tragedy is still looming over us, but I encourage you to see one of our performances. Opera houses are on the decline due to the rise of movies. Not to mention, those pop tunes are all the rage with the youth of today. The world is moving on from opera, it seems. What a great loss that it will be to the Republic. We must prevent such a future from coming to be. Those of us in the old capital must enlighten the people of Calvard to the best of our ability. Gotta move with the times, mate. Gotta move with the times. What a wonderful performance that was. Indubitably. Opera truly stands as the height of all art. Films cannot even hope to match it. Did you hear that Oración has its own theatre now? Apparently everything shown there is utter trash. That's aimed at uncultured simpletons. That's hardly a surprise. Film directors and script writers are just hacks masquerading as artists. But they are far less detestable than the actors. They are nothing more than talentless failures. Oh dear, where's she? Where's Judith at the moment? They are nothing more than talentless failures who lack the skills to be cast in opera. The fact that people can enjoy those degenerate works is unfathomable to me. But I suppose our government is to blame for that. They ought to provide better cultural education. Movies will cause the youth of today to become desensitized to reality. Many will turn to lives of crime or try to attempt the impossible. What a terrifying prospect. Let us hope that the true art will spread once more and put a swift end to that abominable medium. Can't believe what I'm hearing right now. Where do these people get off insulting everyone left and right? Calm. This isn't 1175. We're in the 13th century here. What kind of ancient relic has this much beef against movies? Calm down, Judith. What they're saying ain't cool, but you don't want to make a fuss and end up blowing your cover. I know. I'll bite my tongue and use this experience as fuel for honing my craft. I'll change their minds with my acting. Good approach. The only skill a movie actress must possess is having a fair body. All they're good at is arousing stimulation in lustful men. The same goes for the so-called idols I hear so much about. I'm told their nice, scandalous outfits expose a great deal of skin. When I was young, we had a name for such people. Harlots. Oh dear. It's only a matter of time before children imitate the art they see on the screen and commit horrible atrocities all over the world. That gaudy person ought to be locked up when that happens. His violent lubricous? Lubricious? Films may spell the end of civilized society as we know it. Not sure on that word. Let me know. Is it true that the village was destroyed? Oh, what a frightful age we live in. We've always had the occasional terrorist incident or uprising, but nothing so extreme as this. People like us may well become the next victims. How horrifying. Haha. Huh.
Why not buy something to remember your time here?
Why not, buy something? Finally got a part-time job. But that means I have to work in the evening now, which is why and when I usually do my homework. I joined Oración University because it's a prestigious college, but man, the tuition is a killer. And I've got rent and other costs of living expenses on top of that. Ugh, if only I'd been born into a rich family.
Don't you need a souvenir?
I do. Hey there, looking for some handicrafts to remember your trip by? Well, you've come to the right place. We've got everything from fine art made by notable artists to popular souvenir goods, all at a low price. I've got something for customers of all stripes, so have a look around. The department store sells souvenirs too, of course, but their prices are through the roof. It's up to you whether you want to blow your wallet on one thing or get a whole bunch of goodies from here with mirror to spare. One of our biggest draws is that each tourist can pick and choose what they feel is right for them.
Hello there.
Look at that. A ceramic coin. Yeah, gator skin wallet.
See you again.
See you again.
Take a good look around.
Welcome. Would you like a delicious Oración confectionery? Vanwood. I know people are down after that horrible incident, but I don't want our city's visitors to be sad the whole time they're here. My store sweets are very popular with the tourists. If they can help brighten people's moods, I'd be overjoyed.
I'm proud of all my wares.
A cream puff and a fruit jelly.
It's been a pleasure.
Oh, hasn't it just? The state of emergency has technically been lifted for Oración, but the police have been ordered to remain on alert. Yeah. Should we identify any suspicious individuals? We're to keep them marked, but we aren't allowed to confront them. I don't know why the top brass has ordered this, though I guess it's not my place to question them. Welcome to Oración, the city where tradition always lingers. Our world-renowned trams happen to be such a tradition. Did you know our company once ran a carriage service? You can learn all about its storied history if you decide to board. Our trams are the pinnacle of elegance, and they are a powerful means by which many experience the culture and history of our city. It's deeply unfortunate that the recent tragedy has cast a pall over the city. Oh dear. But I hope you can enjoy your time here nonetheless.
Okay.
Right, we're getting in the way. Oh dear.
As resplendent as you'd expect.
So, Grandpa, take a look at these photos I took. They're all of trains that run on the Tharbad-bound line. Check out the heatsink. And here's the Edith subway trains. Apparently they're using new models these days. Goodness me. These trains don't look anything like the ones I saw back when I worked on the railroad. Never knew you were so interested in this sort of thing. Taking after me, are you? Yep, I took some photos of them on a whim. Got curious about how they worked, and then the rabbit hole sorta swallowed me whole. Well, it's always good to explore new interests. Curiosity is key to discovering the wonders of life. Now, since you're back home, why don't you pay your parents a visit? With the time being what they are, I'm sure they'll feel better knowing you're safe. Fine with everything that happened during my trip back. I bet Mum and Dad are worried sick about me. Let's meet up again soon. I want to tell you everything I've learned about cameras. I'm really glad my grandpa is doing okay. I need to check on the rest of my family too. Bet they're worried sick about me. I wish I could talk to Grandpa about trains more, but we can save that for later. I was very worried when I heard Edith was placed under an extended state of emergency. However, talking with my grandkid has put me at ease. If something were to happen to her, I don't know what I'd do with myself. The cityscape looks so much more grand in person than in the pictures. I'm glad I was able to come here as planned. The hard work of the brilliant artisans is on full display. We're fortunate our ancestors saw fit to preserve it. It's like I've been transported back in time to when the old royalty still existed. It's an incredible feeling. It's a good thing the Calvardian revolutionaries left this place intact. It's such a beautiful city. The nobles back then were rotten to the core, but there was no need to punish the artisans for the sins of the upper class. The revolutionaries must have saw value of preserving that history for future generations. Yes. Preserving buildings very important, I feel. And we do that a lot in the UK. Good morning. Are you from out of town? Would you mind if I asked who you are and what you're here for? Sure thing. I'm just an everyday labourer from Edith. I was employed by Ankerville to help with moving things over at the midway point. But then, well, yesterday happened. I knew I wasn't gonna be getting back to Edith anytime soon, so I dropped by here. Figured I'd take up some cleaning jobs while I'm in town. Understood. Thank you for your cooperation. We're on the lookout for suspicious individuals, so we're on high alert. The state of emergency has the top brass in a state of panic, and we have no idea why. Anyway, sorry to take up your time. We're just doing what we can to keep people safe. Yeah, I'm not sure that I understand their orders myself. They told us to identify and mark any Jaegers sighted in town, but we weren't allowed to take any action against them. Very peculiar. Sure wish I knew what the people up top were thinking. Just as I suspected, they've opted to keep the local forces out of the loop. Renee probably had a hand in that. Makes it easier for us to go about our business, so I'm not complaining. The entire country is in a state of emergency, and these orders have left us more than a little puzzled. Also, one of my co-workers in the North District is going through a hard time. It's just one weird or bad thing after another. I imagine Officer Kremer is having a hard time concentrating on her work. Hope she'll be okay. I wish I had a clearer picture of what's going on, but it's obvious that something's up. Better keep a close eye on the streets. One way or another, there are some duties that only we can perform. We'll do everything we can to keep the peace. Welcome to my workshop, you guys travelers. Oh, there's something I don't see every day. Most of our customer base is upper-class citizens, and they always ask for repairs on decorations as well as custom-made orders on occasion. If you want any custom work done on your weapons, or if you need simple fine-tuning and maintenance, then I'm your man. I've also got weapons of my own in stock. People mainly buy them for sport hunting, but they're as good as what you'd get from a real specialist. We've been doing this kind of work for generations, well before the Orbital Revolution, in fact. Let me know if there's anything that catches your fancy. Okay, we'll have a look.
Welcome.
I'll leave that be for now. Purchase equipment. Probably fine here on everything, aren't I? Golden glove seems to be much better. That seems to be better for you as well. Yeah, we'll go with that because I wanted to get the evasion up here and there a little bit with some of you. Fine with everything else there. Is that everything there? I mean, this has got more evasion on everything. So, just hold on to it, really, I think. I've got several. Leave it be. Thanks. Stay away from the blue for now. I never thought we'd bear witness to such an unprecedented act of terrorism. The Royal Guardian will not rest until we find and deliver the truth behind the story. Pride ourselves on our long-standing connections. Could trust our credibility. We're certainly more reliable than some third-rate gossip rag like Meld. I've heard of the Royal Guardian. They're an old Oración news company. From what I read, they took a heavily royalistic stance prior to the revolution. Yeah, and they still lean conservative. They don't explicitly promote racial discrimination, at least. He's right about one thing, though. They're well connected with like-minded local big shots in the business and political worlds. Honestly, I think their articles are junk. They write on and on about how movies aren't art. What a load of bull. That aside, it seems they at least have a sense of the danger they're in. I thought I saw a serious-looking reporter woman come out of the guild. Didn't recognize her, but she didn't seem like the gossip rag type. Perhaps she's with Eaton? Or maybe Tyrell? Either way, I should find a chance to speak with her so we can exchange information. It sucks that I missed the film festival, but maybe I'll be able to see the EGC this year. So, Paulina, have you ever heard about the EGC? Yep, the radio said it's a big festival with models, but the radio also said it might not happen this year. Yeah, but we can't give up hope. Those models worked really hard, so surely they'll still run it. I'll go check out to see if it's still on. Okie dokie. I've never seen you this excited before. Must be super fun. Maybe I'll get to meet a famous actress or a model. Yeah, maybe there's one right around here somewhere. I heard that Elaine's back in town. She's the pride of Oración. She's just as beautiful as all the top models, and she's just super strong and cool to boot. She really is back in Oración. I'd love to catch a glimpse of her. Will I meet a famous model or actress at the EGC? Kinda scared to go there, but I can do it if Tieta's with me, I think. You think. Right, so let's actually use this as a stopping point. And in the next part, we'll see about the blue event here. There's a doggy down there as well. But yeah, we'll see about the blue event here. And in the next part, we'll also see about the key events. So we'll see you in the next part. Ta-da for now.